If you're among those pulling in more than $500,000 a year, the provincial New Democrats have their eye on you, or rather, your wallet. Our Queen's Park Bureau Chief Alan Carter joins us live next to explain why. Good evening, Alan.
Well, good evening, Ann. That sounds like a nice problem to have, really, bringing in $500,000 or more. But, you know, with the Liberal government in a minority situation and needing votes from the NDP to get their budget passed, there's some horse trading going on down at Queen's Park. And today the New Democrats said, okay, here's our proposal. You make more than $500,000 a year, you got to pay more in tax. But the NDP won't say whether or not they're going to bring down the government and force an election over the issue.
What's your name?
Touring the Roots Leather Factory in Toronto, Premier Dalton McGuinty said it's time for the three political parties to stitch together a compromise and get the provincial budget passed.
I am disappointed in the opposition's determination to force an election upon Ontarians, an election that is unnecessary and very expensive.
With the PCs committed to voting against the budget, Andrea Horwath and the NDP are in a position of power. The New Democrats are suggesting higher taxes for high-income earners.
If you make more than $500,000 a year, you would pay more.
The proposal calls for anyone making over $500,000 a year to pay 2% more in tax. It's an idea that has supporters in other parts of the world. Billionaire Warren Buffett in the U.S. has suggested the rich need to pay more in taxes. The NDP proposal would take the extra tax revenue to take the HST off of hydro and to put more money towards welfare programs. But Horwath won't say if she'll bring down the government if the Liberals don't agree.
This is part of our proposals. There will be more forthcoming, and the government is going to have the time to think those over.
That is a mistake, says Union Leader Sid Ryan.
You cannot come out and say to an employer, or in this case say to the government, here's my bottom line, and then, by the way, it's a flexible bottom line.
Through the Liberal House Leader, the McGuinty government has dismissed the tax bracket proposal as nothing more than a PR stunt. The first vote on the budget, which will determine if the government lives or dies, will come at the end of April.
Now, the NDP say that increasing tax on people that make $500,000 or more would bring in $517 million. The Liberals have said this is no-go. They've ruled out any kind of tax increases. Now, I don't know if you can hear that in the background, that the bell's ringing, Ann. It's been going on all day long. This is a PC stall technique. They've been delaying, they've been calling recesses in the House, and that's why the bells go off all day long. The PCs are upset that the Liberals won't establish a standing committee on Orange, the embattled air ambulance service. Important to note that there is a committee meeting tomorrow on Orange, and George Smitherman, the former Minister of Health who set up Orange in the first place, will be here to answer questions. We'll have that story for you tomorrow on the News Hour.
Well, we'll look forward to that.
And
Alan
maybe
Carter.
the bells will stop ringing by
Oh,
then.
maybe they will.
Please.
They're annoying. Thank you. Alan Carter, live from Queen's Park tonight.